Laura, we have a quorum. Let's go.
Okay. Good evening. This is a special meeting of the El Paso City Council for Friday,
We're gonna-
December
don't worry
20th,
about signing. We're gonna do roll
2019.
call.
Present are Mayor Margot, Representative
We'll just do roll
Anello,
call.
Representative Morgan, Representative Salcido, and Representative Rivera, and Representative Schwartzbein.
Blue boy.
Representative Hernandez requested to be excused. The first item on the agenda is discussion and action on a resolution canvassing the returns of the December 14th, 2019 city runoff election for District Representative number 3.
Motion.
Move to approve.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there anything else?
Yeah, Mayor. It appears that your face is as red as your sweater. Are you okay, or is there
I'm
some
fine, I'm
medical
fine.
issue going on?
It's cold.
Okay.
It's cold outside, Peter.
Okay.
It's cold
Great.
outside.
Just checking.
Okay, Council, if you may bear with me, I need to read the resolution into the record.
Okay.
Whereas the City Council of El Paso ordered a special election to be held in said city on November 5th, 2019, for the purpose of filling the vacancy created in the office of Representative for District Number 3 for the unexpired term, and whereas no candidate received greater than 50% of the votes cast, and whereas the City Council of the City of El Paso ordered a runoff election to be held in said city on December 14th, 2019, for the aforementioned office, and whereas the election officers who held said runoff have duly made returns of the results thereof, and said returns have been duly delivered to the City Council. Now therefore be it resolved by the City Council of the City of El Paso that number 1, the City Council officially finds and determines that notice of said runoff election was duly given, that proper election officers were duly appointed prior to said election, that said election was duly held, that due returns of the results of said election has been duly made and delivered, that the election returns have properly been made out and duly certified by the officers of said election in the different voting precincts of the city, and that the City Council has duly canvassed said returns all in accordance with law and the resolution and amendments thereto calling said runoff election. Number 2, that the City Council officially finds and determines that the following votes were cast as said runoff election for the following officer by the resident qualified electors of said city who voted at the runoff election. District Representative number 3, Cassandra Hernandez, 1,669 votes. Will Beliz, 1,479 votes. Number 3, that in the case of the following office, the following person received more than a 50% majority of the votes cast for candidates for such office and is hereby declared elected to such office for the unexpired term, subject to the proper issuance of certificates of election by the presiding officer, and that the number of votes cast for each person who was candidate for such office according to the returns is shown in paragraph 2 hereof. District Representative number 3, Cassandra Hernandez. Number 4, that I filed in the City Clerk's office and made a part hereof by reference are copies of the mechanical precinct tabulations of the votes cast at the December 14th runoff election of the November 5th, 2019 special election to fill the vacancy in the office of Representative for District Number 3, showing the number of votes cast in each precinct of each candidate. Number 5, that this resolution is adopted subject to the right of any candidate to contest such runoff election in any way provided by law. Number 6, that this resolution was acted upon in accordance with the law by the presiding officer and the City Council and was deemed by said City Council that upon passage of the resolution, it shall take effect immediately. Number 7, this resolution shall be spread upon the minutes of the City Council, and the City Clerk shall record the amendments so adopted in the separate book kept in our office for such purpose. There is a motion and a second to approve the resolution. On that motion, Representative Schwartzbein.
I'm going to be voting affirmative.
Thank you. Anello? Aye. Morgan?
Aye.
Salcido?
Aye.
And Rivera.
Yes.
And that
Thank you,
motion
Henry.
passes unanimously. The next item on the agenda is discussion and action on a resolution canvassing the returns of the December 14, 2019 city special election for District Representative number 6.
Motion?
Second.
There's a
No, I'm
motion.
asking for a motion.
I would like to make a motion to approve on behalf of all those wearing blue and those that are red, both in spirit, face,
Okay.
and
that's
sweater.
good. Is there a second? Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, all right. Now, you want to read, you got to read a resolution?
Yes, sir. I do need to read
Okay.
the resolution. Whereas the City Council of the City of El Paso ordered a special election to be held in said city on December 14, 2019 for the purpose of filling the vacancy in the office of Representative for District Number 6, and whereas the election officers who held said election have duly made returns of the results thereof, and said returns have been duly delivered to City Council. Now therefore be it resolved by the City Council of the City of El Paso that number 1, that the City Council officially finds and determines that said election was duly given, that proper notice of said election was duly given, the proper election officers were duly appointed prior to said election, that said election was duly held, that due returns of the results of said special election have been duly made and delivered, that the election returns have properly been made out and duly certified by the officers of said election in the different voting precincts of the city, and that the city council has duly canvassed said returns, all in accordance with law and the resolution calling said election. Number 2, that the city council officially finds and determines that the following votes were cast at said election by the resident qualified electors of said city who voted at the election. District Representative number 6, Eric Stoltz Reyes, 216 votes, 20.17%. Debbie Torres, 300 votes, 28.01% of the votes. Arnulfo Hernandez Jr., 208 votes, totaling 19.42%. Claudia Lisette Rodriguez, 347 votes, totaling 32.40% of the vote. Number 3, that in the case of the office of Representative District number 6, no person received more than a 50% majority of all votes cast for the candidates for such offices, and accordingly, no one for this office declared elected, and a runoff election is to be called by the City Council in accordance with the Texas Election Code, and that the number of votes cast for each person who was a candidate for such offices according to the returns is shown in paragraph number 2 hereof. Number 4, that on file in the City Clerk's office and made part hereof by reference are copies of the mechanical precinct tabulations of the votes cast at the 2019 city special election showing the number of votes cast in each precinct for each candidate. Number 5, that this resolution is adopted subject to the right of any person to contest said election in any way provided by law. Number 6, that this resolution was acted upon in accordance with the law by the presiding officer and the City Council, and was deemed by City Council that upon passage of the resolution it shall take effect immediately. Number 7, that this resolution shall be spread upon the minutes of the City Council, and the City Clerk shall record the amendments so adopted in a separate book kept in her office for such purpose.
Move to approve.
Motion.
There is a motion and a second to approve the resolution. On that motion, Representative Schwartzbein.
Aye.
Anello. Morgan.
Aye.
Salcido.
Aye.
And Rivera.
Aye.
And that motion passes unanimously. And the third item on the agenda is discussion and action on a resolution of the City Council of the City of El Paso, Texas, calling for a runoff election for District Number 6 to be held on January 25th, 2020, from the December 14th, 2019 special election for District Representative Number 6, and authorizing a contract with El Paso County to furnish election services and equipment.
Is there a motion to approve?
Motion.
We have a motion and a second. All right, you can read the resolution or whatever you have to do.
I don't have to read the resolution
Oh,
for
thank
this item.
goodness. Let's vote.
So on that motion, Representative Schwartzbein.
Aye.
Anello. Morgan.
Aye.
Salcido.
Aye.
And Rivera.
Yes.
And that motion passes unanimously.
Can we have a motion to retire in
Motion.
executive
Motion.
session?
Second.
There you go. You want to answer it? You got it.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
How about a motion to adjourn? Okay.
Motion to adjourn.
All right.
There's a motion and a second to adjourn the special meeting. All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? And the special city council meeting for Friday, December 20th, 2019 is adjourned at 6:12 p.m. Done.